Alright. Good evening, everybody. I understand it's 2 o'clock in the morning, but I want to get this done, okay? I've spent anywhere from probably 4 to 8 hours researching all these fucking guys, and it's painful having to do this. But, we are the Patriots, and our job as a coaching staff is to get all the post-draft analysis out of the way. Alright. So very much like last year, and this is probably going to be a permanent thing. Very much like last year, I got the person's height, their weight, their next-gen stats. I got everything, alright, about these people. I want you guys to know everything, alright? So, regarding this draft, if I were to grade the whole draft, I would give it a B. Solid B. Solid B. There were a couple head scratches, and there were a couple of oh shits, you know what I mean? So, obviously every draft, isn't going to be perfect, but it's not going to be shitty. Let's get into it. Before we get started, anyone have any questions or concerns about anything? No? Alright, here we go. Okay. So, we obviously know with the third pick in the 2024 NFL Draft, you guys obviously know we picked Drake May, quarterback from NC State. Which at first I didn't like. And I'm not sure if I even do right now. But, we're just going to have to fucking just see what happens. Okay. So, Drake has a prospect grade of a 6.5, which, this scares the hell out of me having to say this. He's literally boom or bust. You don't know what the hell you're going to get from Drake. Okay. 6'4", 223. 32 1/4 inch arms. 9 1/8 inch hands. So his hands are, okay. Hands are alright. 40 time, 4.6 flat, which is okay for a quarterback. His pro comparison, believe it or not, I couldn't find any pro comparisons of him anywhere. I went on NFL.com, which is my main source of information for these guys. They don't have any draft comparison pro comparison for him. So I just Googled it, and people kept saying Justin Herbert, Justin Herbert, Justin Herbert, and I'm like, okay. So Justin Herbert with a little bit of Josh Allen with his arm. So we'll see what happens. Production score of an 88. Which was 4th among quarterbacks. Athleticism score of an 86, which was 4th. And his total was an 88, which was very good. It was top 3, and I'm guessing the other 2 ahead of him were Jaden and Caleb. So here are his pros. 2 years of starter experience, and still very moldable. So he's still kind of raw. He's still got a lot to learn. But he is talented, okay? 2-time captain with prototypical size and frame. Ball comes off his hand with a tight spiral, so it's a nice little, off his hand, good velocity. Speaking of good velocity, I got a guy that we took, no spoilers, but I got a guy that we took much later, and he's, if you think Drake is, this guy's like, okay. Okay. He's like, alright, so you'll see. he can expedite operation time and release when the pressure closes in. So he can, I don't want to say manipulate the pocket presence, but he has the ability to just, he just knows when to throw it based on the pressure. And he can just, if he has to, he can just, just throw it. He just, so. Let's see here. Unquestionable arm talent to connect from challenging angles. So he can change arm angles. When I think of changing arm angles, I think of Aaron Rodgers, I think of Mahomes, I think of Josh Allen, a little bit of Justin Herbert, a little bit of Joe Burrow, but this is not any of those guys. This is Drake May. It's Drake. It's Drizzy. Okay? Alright. Fearless passer with the guts to whip the ball into tight windows. That's the confidence that he possesses in his arm, which I like. Okay? I don't need any hospital passes out of him, but, I mean, if he trusts his judgment with the timing and the accuracy of the ball, then I'm not that worried. Okay? Conflict climb. He's a good conflict climber. He can slide his feet out of the pocket, and he's tough enough to get extra yardage when he has to. And he's got some flashes of showing clutchness in big games. Let me just fix this camera here. Okay. So he has the ability. He's shown us that he can thrive under pressure, which is obviously a good thing to do and to demonstrate. So this is when it all turns to shit. Alright, here we go. He struggles with the chess match with pressure looks. So if you confuse him, he's fucked. Okay? So we got these guys like Spags and Vic Fangio and the fuck was that guy's name from defensive coordinator for the Broncos in 2015. What the hell was his name? He drew up like so many different schemes against Tom. The fuck was the guy's name? I keep thinking it's Bobby or Vic. It's not Bobby, it's not Vic. I can't fucking remember I can't remember the guy's name, but he confused the hell out of this offensive line back in 2015. And Von Miller fucked us. DeMarcus Ware fucked us. It was like it was the no-fly zone, during that time. So, ball was thrown behind the receiver in a crossing route and an RPO. That's unacceptable. Yeah, when I'm here, when I'm manager, I can't take that crap. Alright, throw it correctly or get the fuck off the team. Alright? And he's uncomfortable when his reads aren't clear to him immediately. So if he's like, oh, wait a minute, he gets all fucked. Okay, so if he's in the pocket, he's ready. Alright? He does his little clap, he takes it, and he backs up, and then he's looking, and he's like, wait, what the fuck? And then he gets all fucked. And another thing, his mechanics are shit. His mechanics are pure shit. Okay? He's too hang on. Alright, fuck. Say I'm him. Okay, let me take this off. Say I'm him. Alright, I get the ball. I'm ready. Alright, clap. I'm ready. Alright, my mechanics. The first thing he'll do when he takes the ball is he'll start bouncing like this. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Just stay calm, set your feet, and throw the ball. Every time he takes a snap, he's like this. He's like a fucking horse. Look at him. But yet he throws it, 30 yards perfectly. But, for him, here's another thing that confused me. It's the tough throws that he makes look easy. The easy throws he can't do. He can't fucking do them. It's the tough throws. that he's good at, which confuses the hell out of me. I don't understand that. But there's that. Hang on, I gotta fix this fucking camera here. It's another thing that fucked me up with him. And here's the last thing, and this pisses me off. He's got 16 career interceptions. That's the most. That's bullshit. I don't tolerate that shit. No. So a lot of people gave it an A. Fuck you, I'm giving it a B+. I don't fucking care. I don't think he's A material yet. Alright, so that's Drake. It's Drizzy. Okay? Alright. So the next guy. Second round, 37th overall pick. We took a guy named Jalen Polk from Washington, receiver. 6 foot 203, 31-inch arms, 9.75-inch hands, prospect rate of a 6.21, which means he will eventually become an average starter, which is bullshit. I mean, why the hell did you take him? Why did you take him? 6.21, average starter eventually. Like I told you, when you see eventually and average together, panic. It's not good. I'm not fucking drafting a guy, okay, when we are in desperate need of a receiver. I'm not going to draft a guy that, the NFL scouts think that he will eventually become an average starter. I'm not drafting that. I need talent, I need wins, I need yardage, touchdowns, and I need it now. I don't need it in 4 years. I need it now, here and now. I'm not talking about what he did in Washington. He did what he had to do. I'm talking about now, here and now. Alright. He's got a 1.52 10-yard split. He's got a 4.52 40. 37.5-inch vertical and a 10.9 broad. Next gen status score of 80, which is good. Production score of a 75, which was 10th among receivers. Athleticism score of an 80, which was only 16th. And the 80 was number 8. 8th in receivers. Projected to be a second round pick, so it was just right. Pro comparison, this one's a bunch of bullshit. Mohamed Sanu. Do you know what Mohamed Sanu did when he was here? Not a damn thing. And you're going to compare this guy to Mohamed Sanu? Oh, scouts. Oh my god. Alright, here's his pros. Overall, it's his catching. That's a pro. His cons is his route running, and I'll get into each thing specifically here. So for his catching, he has an NFL-type body that's equipped for jump ball talent. Okay? He has body control to endure contested catches. He catches with hand extension away from the defender. So let me give you an example here. I got a jump ball, right? If I'm catching it up here, I'm high pointing it, and I got a defender on my back, I'm going to catch it like this. And I'm going to keep it away from the defender. That way he can't, strip the ball or anything. But I got a ball right here. I'm going to box him out. I'm going to gather and bounce, and I'm going to catch, and I'm going to both hands on the ball, keep it away from the defender, and then tuck it in. And he's perfect at that. He has that jump ball, protect the ball and catch the ball away from the defender, away from your body. But make sure when you're bringing in a 50-50 ball, you catch the ball away from the defender and you tuck it in immediately. All right? That's if the guy's on your back. That's if the guy's, on your hip. If it's an over the shoulder, you got a guy on your hip trailing you, and you got a ball like this, what are you going to do? You're going to take it, you're going to tuck it, and you're going to catch it. You're going to catch it with both hands, and tuck it. As soon as your hands touch this ball, tuck. All right. He stays with the route pace once he hits top gear, which is what you should be doing regardless. Okay, whether if you're at top gear or not. Terrific ball tracking, great ball tracking skills, and he's very emotional, I guess, when he run blocks. So he actually puts in an effort when he blocks in the run game, which is good, because we all know the Patriot way. If you can't block the run in the receiving game, you're not staying here long. So, all right, here's his cons. His route running is shit. Formational release. He can't have any more formational release help because they don't teach that shit in the NFL. You should already know how to run routes. That's a college thing. If you can't run routes, what the hell? You know, what the fuck are you doing here? All right? Needs better burst and suddenness. Too gradual at the top of the route, even though I just said, well, here's the difference between top gear and top of the route. Okay? Top gear is the stem, which is the actual path you're taking. Okay, and then there's the break point. Like an example, a comeback. When you start running, that's the stem, and when you break, that's the break. That's the break point. So the problem with Jalen is that, say he's running a curl, all right. What he'll do, and a lot of receivers have a problem with this. I have a problem with it myself. Is when I say he needs better burst, and first down training teaches this all the time, and I highly recommend if you are either a high school kid, a middle school kid, pee-wee, college, or even NFL, and you're a free agent and you're like, you know, you're cut from training camp or something. Call up this guy. His name is Coach Grant. Okay. He teaches wide receiver like he's a Maharishi, okay? He could have played receiver himself and been probably at least a 3-4 time Pro Bowler, okay? With the IQ that this guy has, I don't know where the hell he picked it up from, but one thing that he likes to emphasize with kids when they run routes is sell vertical. We got to make everything look like a fade until all of a sudden it isn't, okay? And with comebacks and curls and hitches and stock routes and all this other shit, okay, it could be a post stop, which means you run the post and then you stop, okay. But the thing that he likes to emphasize is a snap down, okay, a snap down. Now you have to be able to sell vertical. Now you see what I'm doing? I'm raising my chest. We don't like that. You got to stay and snap down. You can't run and then raise your chest up and then snap down. You can't do that. And that's the problem with Jalen. It's either he gives away shit or he's not quick enough with his burst. It's either sell vertical and then shitty snap down, or it's sell vertical indicator snap down. It's not good. Every time you raise your chest up, it's an indicator. Because the DB's like, oh shit, where's the cut? I know it's coming, where is it? And if the guy's patient enough, he'll sniff it right out and undercut the pass, and that's it. So, poor salesmanship again. Poor salesmanship mid-burst on the brakes. So again, with a comeback, that's the most common route that has a snap down. Okay? When you're selling vertical, you're here. Okay, let's say I'm all the way back here and I got to run a hitch. All right, yeah, you can see me. All right, so you guys, pay attention, people of the press. Pay attention. Al, I'm over here. All right, you're here. You got to run a hitch. You're going to run. You're not going to raise your chest up. You're just going to stay. You're going to pump your arms and you're going to... That's all you're going to do. Okay? Alright? You're going to go, and you're going to snap down. Okay? This is what you're not supposed to do. You run, you raise your chest up, and then you snap the... No. Okay? You maintain that same pace. You maintain, snap down. Alright? And it takes too long from transitioning to... takes too long to transition from a catch to a run, which means his run after catch is shit also. So, literally this guy sounds like a fucking copy of Devontae Parker, okay? Which, if that's the case, that's a waste of a pick, okay? But we'll see what happens. Honestly, if he can just work on his route running, he can be pretty fucking good. He could be another Brandon Ayuk. All right, he could be something. All right, that's done. All right, next. Third pick, 68th overall. We took a guy named Caden Wallace, a tackle from Penn State. Prospect rate of a 6.23. Average starter eventually. God damn it. 6'5", 314, 34-inch arms, 10 3/4-inch hands. Projected to be in the 4th round, so this is a reach. Next gen status score of a 71, which was good. Pro comparison of Dan Moore. Anyone know who the hell Dan Moore is? No? Okay. Production score of a 58, which was kind of shit. 18th overall. Athleticism score of an 81, which was 7th among tackles. And the total 71, 15th overall among tackles. I watched his highlights. He's 6'5", 314. He's got a 5'1", 540, so he's slow as molasses. 9'8" broad, which is actually pretty good for a guy his size. 31-inch vert, and a 1.74 10-yard split. I watched this film. He moves people. But he's so fucking fat. You know, it's like he's probably going to fit that Trent Brown role. You know, that Mekhi Becton, Trent Brown kind of role, where you're just kind of here, and you're just kind of just moving people. So he's not going to... Well, he pulls every once in a while, but to me, I look at him as just an anchor and just, you know, help the run game out with Alex, because Alex is just... he's a zone run scheme offensive coordinator. He's about... Because apparently I figured out how this defense is going to be. Or I'm sorry, this team is going to be. Apparently we're all about running and defense. So fuck the pass game, because we got a guy named Alex Van Pelt who was literally... That's all he does is run the ball. That's all he does. Zone run schemes, that's it. Couple RPOs and that's it. Okay. Alright, so here are Caden's pros. Tenacious effort to stay with the block, which is good. Body control, good climb, and lands on the linebackers. If you don't know what climbing is, climbing can mean one of two things. It could mean either disengaging and moving on, or if there's no one in front of you, okay, I'll give you an example. Alright, I'll give you an example here. Here's the offensive line. Here's the center. Guard, tackle, okay? If you're in a 3, let's say you're in a 3-4, going up against a 3-4. Here's the 0. You got to end, and then you got linebacker, okay? If the edge is right here, let's say the tight end is supposed to block him, right? Here's the edge. He's lining up in a 9 technique or whatever the fuck, right? If Caden is right here, and there's no one in front of him, can you even see this? Yeah, I know the glare, but come on. Caden's right here. If there's no defensive lineman in front of him, he just climbs and moves on to the next guy. That's climbing. If there's no one in front of you, okay, you just move on to the next guy. It's called climbing. So he's good with climbing. He knows what to do, so that's good. Body control is good. He fits up blocks with good proper base and hand placement, so that's good. Good posture and weight distribution on pass sets. That's very good. So he knows how to use his weight for leverage and get an advantage over the pass rusher. He lands on pass rushers with full arm extension to separate and feel the rush. And he has good recognition of twist and sliding feet with inside moves. So swims, clubs, all that kind of crappy ass shit. Okay? I don't know about spin-offs because, guys like Dwight Freeney who are like the master at it, those things are scary. Okay, I don't know how he is with spins, but it says twist, so I mean, I guess in a way you're twisting your body. I don't know. All right, he's got some cons. He's too deliberate and telegraphed with his pass rush, and he opens up way too early with speed rushers. And he plays with shit pad level. And you want to talk about playing against speed rushers? Yeah, forget about it. T.J. Watt, Micah, Brian Burns, who's now on the Giants. Guys like Aziz Al-Shaair. Who else? Fuck. Who the hell else? Even our guys, Josh Uche, right? Anyone with speed, he gets beat immediately. I can't take that crap. Alright, Danielle Hunter, that's another guy. So, Bradley Chubb is another guy. So, all these guys with speed, especially T.J. Watt and Micah Parsons, those guys will kill you with they'll kill you just by looking at you. Alright, Caden does not fucking stand a chance against a speed rusher. He's more about power rushers. Okay? Especially if he's got power to speed, like with Myles Garrett, which that's even worse. Alright. So that's Caden. Next, we've got another offensive lineman. This time it's a guard. 4th round, 103rd overall. Layden Robinson from Texas A&M, the Aggies. He was a guard. 6'3.5", 302. 34.625-inch arms, 10.5-inch hands. He's got big hands. Prospect grade of a 5.94, which means he's an average backup. Next gen status score of a 68, average. 60 for his production score, which is 14th among guards. 71 on athleticism, that was kind of in the middle of the road, 15th. 68 total, 15th. 26.5-inch vert, which is terrible. 9'3" broad. Alright, so for Layden, he's broadly built and he's thick. Extra thick! Excellent! You know what I mean? Accelerates into initial contact, which I love. I love his attitude. Alright? Let me give you an example of how he is. Alright, you're a guard. You're ready. Alright, you're ready. Here's him. Alright, let's say there's a guy right here and there's no one in front of him and he's got a guy right here. This is him. You got some guards who will kind of just sit here and just kind of like, you know what I mean? No, he's not pulling. He's just attacking whoever the hell's in front of him. Let's say there's no one in front of him and he's like this. Oh, I'm ready. He's ready. Okay? He accelerates out of his stance, which is good. He sustains blocks and he finishes blocks. He pancakes people. Alright, I've seen Caden and Layden. I've seen both these guys. They move people. which is exactly what we need. Okay? Very nimble feet, and unfair arm length. Okay? And able to reach and redirect and pass protection. And he's a powerhouse with his hands. He's a powerhouse with his hands. I love offensive linemen with strong hands because they'll move you, and that's what these two do. Again, cons. Shit pad level. You know, he gets hurried way too quickly. Okay? He needs better attention to detail with his hand placement. Okay, in the run game. I don't need none of this shit. Okay, I don't need any of this. I don't need any holds. I don't need any of this. Okay, I need clean, smart play. Alright, I don't want to see any of this shit. Okay. Confused by twisting and blitz package, just different blitzes. And, people like Spags and the other guy that I was talking about, who we actually played in the Rams Super Bowl. The defensive coordinator, what the fuck was his name? He'll confuse the shit out of you. NFL coordinators will do that now. They'll come up with, a million different kinds of blitz packages, and these rookies will get scared. Okay? And he has poor foot slide to seal the edge. If you don't know what foot slide is, tackles and guards, if they're coming out of the stance, it's mostly a tackle thing. They're here. They're ready. Okay? Foot slide. Sliding the feet, shuffling the feet to get out of the stance. That's a foot slide. Okay, and it could also be like just moving your feet. That's all it is. It's a foot slide. Alright, a couple additional things I figured I'd write down. He was a second-team All-SEC. Let me say that again. All-SEC, the Southeast Conference, the toughest conference in the game. And he was the second best guard. And I think he actually had, one sack allowed in 400 snaps, which that's pretty goddamn good. He has excellent first step, good eyes and awareness, good IQ, strong inside hands, and has the ability to start as a right guard, also as a left guard. Well, no, he had when it says average backup, okay. No. There are scouts, Daniel Jeremiah, who analyzes these people. He thinks he can become a starter, which is good. I like that. And he's versatile. He's played center, I think, also, either left or right guard, also. So that's good. It's very good. Give it a C+. C+. I gave Caden a B- based on the film. Alright, next. Okay. Alright, let me tell you about this next guy. Oh, God. He either lives up to the hype or he ain't shit at all. Alright? This guy. This was 7 picks later. With the 110th. 4th round, 110th. The Patriots selected Javon Baker. Receiver from Alabama and UCF. I had no clue he went to Alabama also. 6'1", 202, 32 1/4 inch arms, 9.625 inch hands. Projected to be in the 3rd round, so we got a little bit of a petty theft right here. We got a little steal. Prospect grade of a 6.25, which means he will eventually become an average fucking starter. Next gen status score of a 74, which is good. 74 production score, which is 13th among receivers. Athleticism score of a 70, which was 30th. Fucking disgusting. Yeah, and you say, this is the same, just letting you know, this is the same guy who said, oh, get your popcorn ready. Oh, I make people in wheelchairs stand up. When I get the ball, it's game over. My mentality is to kill the DB in front of me. And this is what the fuck I'm reading? And you think you're a fucking game changer? Yeah, sure, okay, alright, bitch. Yeah, go snort some more crack. Yeah, alright, go fuck yourself. I will be the judge of that! 21st in total score, the 74 among receivers. He had a 4.5 4.40, 1.58 10, 37-inch vertical, and a 10.1 broad. Had 1,139 yards, 7 touchdowns on just 52 catches last year. So I think he was averaging like 22 yards a catch. His pros, built well, has NFL size, he's got above average play strength. A tempo change used well and speed variance to race off past man. So another term that first down training uses is something called a tempo change. And let me tell you a fucking example of this, of how we got fucked in the ass with this move. Let me tell you a story. 2021, Gillette Stadium, I think. Gillette Stadium, week whatever the fuck. Patriots and Cowboys, overtime. 6 minutes left in the game. I think the ball is at the 40 of our territory. Here's the end zone. Right down Patriots, you know. Here's our end zone. Okay? Can you see that? Yeah. Here's our end zone, right? This is our end zone. Dak Prescott's right here. Okay? Fucking, CD is over here. Jalen fucking Mills is, for some fucking reason, covering CeeDee Lamb. Okay? I think they either motioned him or he was already in the slot. So he either was at the X at the time or he was in the slot. But whatever the fuck it was, apparently CeeDee Lamb just ran the simplest crossing route and just ran right past Jalen and just took it right in. And then I realized why he caught it. Because first down training went over the fucking video, went over the fucking play. And he says, CeeDee Lamb used something called a tempo change. I says, a tempo change? What the fuck? What the hell is that? I says, what the hell is a tempo change? And he says, okay. Tempo change is literally what it sounds like. You're mid-route, you're running the route, you kind of stop, and then you just turn on the jets. It's a tempo change. It's also called, well, a slide and go release is a type of tempo change. A slide and go, you're over here, you got the DB right here, you kind of slide and then you go. It's a slide and go. Slide, release, and you go. And it kind of throws the DB off a little bit because they're kind of just chilling, and then they're like, oh shit, wait a minute. You know, so that's a tempo change. So basically what I think happened was mid-route, right about here, CeeDee Lamb was cruising, and then he just took right off. And beat Jalen, of course, beat Jalen to the fucking, beat him to the ball and caught it and fucking ran it in easy, and just Jalen pretty much just, also because it was an inside breaking route, Jalen was playing outside. I don't understand that. I mean, you're playing outside on an inside route. That doesn't make any fucking sense. Okay. So, I'm pretty sure once CD knew, I mean, he knew it was outside, but, you know, once it was kind of like confirmed in his mind, like, yeah, he ain't shit, he pretty much just took off anyway. So, he was screwed either way. So, and then Jalen, of course, fucking, you know, shoved him on the way to the end zone, of course, making a fucking joke of it. And then CD did this. You know, so, I mean, yeah, Jalen, yeah, he deserved it, so. But he's playing for the fucking Giants now, so screw him. Alright, so that's what I mean when I say tempo change. That's a tempo change. He's good at it. He separates with good routes they'll get better. They'll get better. He works back to the throw, which is kind of what you're supposed to do. He wins downfield with good poise and a springy vertical, and he has good ball tracking. And he kind of, hang on, he stabs off-frame passes with sticky hands, good hands, strong hands, quick hands, and excellent body control. So if a ball is outside your frame, which means his catch radius is good. So if you got a ball that's way the hell outside your frame, he'll snatch it. He'll kind of be like, and then he'll tuck it right in. Good body control. Let's say this we're out of bounds. Let's say, let's say right here is where the out of bounds is. So if I drag my toe and I got a ball that's back shoulder right here, he'll do something like this. It's outside his frame, but he'll just, good body control and all that. Good body control through the catch. 1 foot because it's college, but 2 feet. Good body control, quick hands. If it's outside his frame, he'll just quick hands, and that's it. Alright, now this is when it all turns to shit with him. Okay, so everything he says about, I'm a game changer with the ball in my hands, oh my god, I want to kill the DB in front of me, oh my god. This is where his shit doesn't, sound right. He's excitable against favorable coverages and rushes the route, okay, which basically means if he knows the coverage, he'll kind of get arrogant a little bit, and he'll be like, I know what you're running. And then he'll kind of half-ass it. He needs to be more physical, maintaining catch run to the boundary. And then this bullshit, he loses focus. This bullshit. He loses focus and he drops passes. He has these little moments where he just can't focus and he keeps dropping fucking passes. Inconsistencies with running and finishing underneath routes. So a curl, a slant, an in. A curl. I already said it. Did I say a curl? A curl, an in, a drag, a slant. Yeah, anything underneath. And when he does run defense, or when he's helping the fucking run blocking, he won't really engage the DB. He'll just kind of be like, he'll just kind of fuck around and slap him off of him. He won't really engage the defender and move him. He'll just kind of be like, he'll fuck with him. He'll just fuck around and fuck with him. And I don't like that. What's the fucking rule in New England? If you can't help the run as a receiver, you can't play here. Okay, that's just rule number 1. Alright, so I'm giving it a B. The only reason why it's not a B plus is because of his cons don't match what he says. Okay? I'm not saying he's a bad receiver because he's not a bad receiver. He's very good with the ball in his hands. But I just need to see his route running be better. I don't want him just head-topping people. I want him to run every route, run it efficiently, get separation, and be physical after the catch. I don't want to just see him catch fades all day. I'm not here for that. Alright, because that's literally a copy of Devontae Parker, which we already got Jalen Polk, so we got 2 of the same fucking receiver after we cut the same receiver. And I can't take that crap. Alright? The 2 stupidest things you can do, either draft an offensive tackle in the first round when you don't need it, or you draft a running back in the first round. And then the second thing is if you draft someone who's exactly like someone you just cut. Because why the hell would you cut them then? Okay? Alright, that's him. Alright, next. 6th round. We didn't have a 5th round pick. 6th round, pick 4. 180th overall. Picked a guy named Marcellus Dial from South Carolina. 4.4640 is the fastest guy we took. 40.5-inch vert. He's got a pretty goddamn good vertical. He's got a 10.9 broad, very athletic guy. 6 foot 190. He doesn't look 6 foot. He literally looks like he's 5'7". 190, 32-inch arms. Uh, 9.875-inch hands. Prospect rate of a 5.68. Bottom bitch. Bottom of the roster or the practice squad. Bottom bitch. 1.55 10-yard split. Next gen status of a 63, which was average. Projected to be a 7th round pick, and he was a 6th round pick, so this is a reach. Production 61, 35th among corners. Jesus Christ. Athleticism 59, 32nd among corners. 63 total, 37th among corners. This guy, Christ, I don't know what the hell Gerard saw in him. I don't know what Gerard saw in him. I don't know what Elliott saw in him. I don't know. What do you got? Back-to-back seasons with 10 passes defended, which was last year and the year before. But the problem is this year that concerns me a little bit was he had 12 passes defended, and that was a career high, which is okay. But then he's got 3 picks, and that was a career high. And I saw that, and I was like, the fuck? 3 picks, and that's a career high? What the fuck? Christ, I've never seen anything like this. 3 picks, and that's a career high. I've never fucking seen anything like that. Maybe 13 picks, but I mean, what the hell? Alright, pros. He's very physical, and he slows the receiver's momentum down mid-route. He's a very tenacious, in-your-face kind of corner. I remember every time I was watching him make a play, he's always looking down at the receiver. When he gets up, he's like, hey, get up. He's always looking down at the receiver. He's using intimidation tactics. His recovery speed is scary. Okay? He's very scrappy. Okay, when I saw this one play that he made on someone from somewhere, it was a perfect ball. Okay? And I think it might have been Georgia. I'm not sure. Ball was right in the bucket, right about here, and Marcellus just slapped it right out of the guy's hand. And that's perfect timing, perfect technique. It's clean, it's a good play, and that's good. And he stands up to run blocking stops, he run blocking slaps. Or no, he stands up to run blocking by slapping a firm punch onto him. So I'll give you an example. Let's say someone's coming right at me as a receiver, and I'm a corner, and this guy's trying to defend. He's trying to help with the run game, and he's trying to block me from stopping the run. This is what he'll do. He'll kind of just. He won't engage with the run with the receiver and just shed the block. He'll just kind of he'll just take the blow. He'll just, and then he'll move over and and then move and try to stop the run, which is good. I know, I'm trying to give you a clear picture here, which is why I'm giving you all these demonstrations. Because what some crappy corners will do is they'll just stay with the receiver, and they'll just try to brush away from the block, whereas he'll just, you know what I mean? Alright, cons. The real concern with him is he's got to play lower with his back pedal. when you backpedal, it's like he's jogging backwards. This is him. You don't backpedal like that. You gotta go, it's gotta be tight, and you gotta move your hands when you backpedal. He's kind of like, what the fuck is that? What are you doing, the fucking Roger Rabbit? You're doing the Roger Rabbit, aren't you? This Roger Rabbit. Like, what the fuck is this? You know what I mean? His pre-snap recognition sucks. Okay. To elude rub routes. So, he doesn't quite have it all yet. A rub route is when two receivers will kind of like run, they'll try to target one DB, so the DB has to pick who to cover. Okay, it's like creating a 2-on-1, and when he encounters that, he'll be like, who do I fucking cover? Okay, so that's not good. He loses concentration on misdirections, which I don't understand that. If we don't know how a misdirection works, like a counter, if I say counter right, okay, and his run stuffing ability is complete shit, by the way. Yeah, his run defense sucks. But let's say if I say right counter, what does that mean? It means the counter is to the right. Well, why would I say counter right and then go this way? That doesn't make any fucking sense. So if it's a counter or a misdirection, okay, a counter starts one way and it goes the other way. So I'll give you a hint. Counter right on 2. Ready, go? Ready, go. Counter right. I go here and I turn it this way. What he'll do is he'll stay too committed to this way, and by the time he comes over here to seal the edge, the fucking guy's already going the other way. So he gets confused with counters and misdirections and shit like that, and RPOs. What do you call those things? What do you call those things? What the fuck are those called when you do this and you take it? What are those called? The things that Lamar does, whatever the fuck they're called. Those aren't RPOs. To me, that's not an RPO. But RPO means you throw it. Okay, even though it says run pass option, I don't fucking care. 90% of the time I see a run pass option, I see a pass. Like QB rushes or some shit. QB draws. Alright. Run support is bullshit. He puts no effort into the run. And his look back rule is inconsistent. What he'll do, and I've told this many times, I tell this to the guys, I say it to you guys, and here's what you gotta do. You're covering a receiver, you're looking and leaning. Crowd and push, look and lean, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And he's right here. And he starts to look back for the ball. You wait about a second and a half, and then you look back for the ball. What Marcellus will do is he'll look back, yeah, but he'll do it way too late. And he'll either barely make a play on the ball, or he'll have to resort to his... He guards the pass. He guards the receiver by looking at the receiver too much, and he'll just try to time the swat, and that's a problem for PIs and illegal contact and a whole bunch of shit. Okay, because any contact made by the DB before the ball gets to the receiver is, okay, or this, or that. Or even this. Or this. Okay? Alright, so I'm giving that one a C+. Alright, next. Now we're talking business with this one. 6th round, 17th pick in the 6th round, 193rd overall, so this was This was 13 picks later. We picked. Remember how I said that? Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Milton. Joe Milton from Tennessee. I was thrilled when I saw that. And then you got all these people saying, why? Why would you pick Joe Milton? Oh, Jim, why are you happy about this? Why? Because the fucking guy has literally mortars for arms. Okay? He's got a freaking slingshot of an arm. Okay? However, every rose has its thorn. Okay, so let's go. 6'5", 235. Which is literally 2 pounds lighter than Josh Allen. And I think 1 inch shorter. 35-inch vert, 10'1" broad, 4'6", 240, 33 3/8 inch arms, 10 1/4 inch hands. He's got big hands, which is what makes him throw so far. The bigger your hands, the farther you can throw it. Also, with your hip transfer, that's also another thing. Next gen status score was 72, which was good. 67 in production, which was 77 in athleticism. He was a top 10 quarterback in athleticism at number 8. And his total was a 72, which was 9th among quarterbacks. So he was a top 10 quarterback in this draft. And we fucking got him in the 6th round after all these people saying the 3rd round, the 4th round, no later than the 5th. We got him in the 6th. Okay. And literally 6 picks before Tom Brady. Tom was 199, this is 193. Okay. Alright, his pros. Obviously, he has a goddamn cannon of an arm. Okay. He's got really good size, good arm strength, which defies the norms. I literally call him Thor. Okay. And he throws absolute heat into windows. Okay, I don't know how the hell these fucking players are going to hold on to these passes. They're so goddamn fast. Okay? Long off-platform throws with just a little flick of the wrist. So when I think of flick of the wrist, I think of, you know, Aaron Rodgers, okay? Just a little 70 yards. You know what I mean? But the thing about Aaron that I love about him is he'll kind of, you know how he is, green 19, he'll take it, and then he'll just kind of go like, his throwing motion is so weird, it's like, and it goes like 90 yards. It's not, unless if he's throwing a Hail Mary, in that case it's like this, but if he's throwing like a 40, 45-yard throw, he'll just, it's so beautiful the way he throws it. I'm not saying Joe Milton is Aaron Rodgers, but, you know, when he throws 35, 40-yard passes, it's damn near the same thing. It's just a little, it's fucking awesome. You know what I mean? Alright. He stands his ground and he's able to take sacks without crying like a bitch. Okay. He keeps his eyes downfield while sliding around in the pocket, so, you know, conflict climbing, being mobile, you know, he takes the snap. So go, you know, he's here, slides in the pocket, slides in the pocket, slides in the pocket, slides, and then 90 yards downfield. So go, slides in the pocket. Easy shit. Okay, here's an interesting one. Here's a really good one. 32-5 over 3 years. It's good. It's really good. Tough to bring down, and he will scramble if he has to. However, he is a little reluctant when he runs. He's a little hesitant at first. Alright, now here is where all the hops down the fucking drain. His ball placement and his timing is terroristic. It's absolutely awful. Okay, remember how I said Bailey with his ball placement? Yeah, this is so much worse. Okay. Alright. And here's another embarrassing stat. 38.6% completion percentage on 10-yard throws. What the fuck? What? What are you doing here? You're now a New England Patriot, and you can't throw accurately past 10 yards. But God forbid, if someone's on the other fucking area code, you can just. I don't understand that. You can throw it 75, 80 yards perfectly, but you can't throw a fucking 10-yard slant. I don't understand that. I don't understand that. Not even a slant, an in-cut or something. That's fucked. That's fucked. I can't take that crap. No. Okay, if you're going to be an accurate throwing quarterback who wants a chance to start here, you got to be able to throw everything perfectly. Okay. Alright. He struggles with anticipatory throws, which means that a receiver is waiting to get hit when he throws it because he throws it too late. Which means hospital passes. Means a receiver will catch it, he'll catch, and a hospital pass. He telegraphs throws between the hashes, which makes it easy for the safety to just come down and pick it off. He can't tie his feet to his eyes and square the target up, which means he can't reset his feet. You know, if he's got a target right here, he'll kind of throw it like this, whereas you're supposed to align your feet to the target, and then throw it. He can't do that. Okay, like I said, the mechanics of Drake, the mechanics of Joe, they suck. But holy crap, can they actually throw the ball. But there's a difference. You can throw the ball all you want, but if your mechanics suck, your throw is going to suck. Just because you can throw far doesn't mean you can throw well. Just because you can throw hard doesn't mean you can throw accurately. Because remember, Joe had a 62-mile-an-hour ball in the combine. Fastest in the league. Well, fastest in the draft, clearly. But just because you throw a dart doesn't mean you can throw absolute fucking dots. There's a difference between a dart and a dot. Okay, and a dime. A dot is perfect. A dime is perfect. A dart is fast as hell but may not be accurate. Okay, that's the difference. And the last one is his throwing causes the target to have to stop and catch it, which means his placement sucks. When you are running a route, whether if it's a slant, an in, a post, specifically it applies more to slants and ins, you should not have to catch the ball behind you like this. You should not have to be running in stride and have to catch the ball like this. Okay, I can't, no. If you're running a fucking an in cut, and you have to catch the ball like this, guess what's going to happen to you? You're going to turn around, and guess what's going to happen? Fumble, because you're going to get smacked in the mouth by some safety, or a mic, or whatever the fuck. Yeah, we can't take that crap. Alright, I'm giving that one a B, surprisingly. Just because of the way he throws the ball. That's why I gave him a B. Alright, next. Alright, this is the last guy. Then we're going to move on to undrafted. Alright, we got a guy named Jaheim Bell. 11th pick of the 7th round, 231st overall, Jaheim Bell from FSU, Florida State. Projected to be a 6th round pick. A little bit of a petty theft right there. 6'2", 241, kind of little for a tight end, a little on the smaller side. 33-inch arms, 10-inch hands. Average backup, 5.89 prospect grade. NGS of a 76. Pretty good. Listen to these stats. Production score of a 73, which was 6th among tight ends. Athleticism score of an 84, which was 5th among tight ends. Total of a 76, that was also 5th among tight ends. A 4.61 40, a 1.58 10, a 35-inch vertical, and a 10.4 broad. Giving this a B-. His pros: he runs well to stretch the field both before and after the catch. He's tough enough for contested catches over the middle. He's good rack in heavy traffic. He's pretty elusive also. Creates momentum in a contact in the point of attack when climbing. Versatile in alignments. You can align him wherever the hell you want. Make him an H-back. Not a swing. H-back. Slot back, if that's even a thing. A Z, a Y. Put him anywhere the hell you want. Fullback. Hey, you think we should bring back fullbacks? Because I do. His cons is hip tightness when he's running. He's not the greatest route runner. Okay. His hips are tight when he runs routes. He's not loose and loose and fluid when he runs routes. He's kind of like, he's stiff when he runs routes. He turns to the quarterback and slows down instead of finishing the route. So, for example, if you're running a comeback and you actually have to come back to the ball, what you're supposed to do, you're running a comeback, drop down, you turn, and you run back to the ball. He'll treat it like it's a curl. He'll just snap down and he'll stop. He won't run back to the ball. Can't block to save his life. And he needs to fit up better and finish the block if he even does. Finishing the block and fitting up means, that little thing that the tight ends use in the combine, that dummy, and then they say go and they rise up and they kind of push the thing back. He'll half-ass it. He'll just be like, he won't push and he won't drive and he won't fit up correctly. He won't finish the block. He'll just, it's like he's doing, chips the whole time. You know what a chip block is, right? The tight end, you're here, you're ready, and you chip the player and then you go, you chip an edge rusher. That's kind of like how he does it. He won't really go forth with the whole thing. Then he'll move on. Okay? And his hands and his catch radius are a little not sus, but not that great. That's not very good. So we got to pick it up. I'm giving it a B- because the way I saw him play with the being able to stretch the field, I liked it. Okay. All right. Next, undrafted. We got about 10 of these guys. Half these guys I couldn't find any fucking film on them. So we're going to try to get this done as quick as we can here because it's 3:17. I want to get this done by 4. So number 1 on the undrafted free agents, took a guy named Charles Turner III, center from LSU, who was actually protecting Jaden Daniels. 6'4", 303, 34-inch arms, 9 3/8-inch hands, and an 83-inch wingspan. That's almost nearly a 7-foot wingspan. That's pretty fucking good. Alright. Next gen status score of a 62, that's kind of average or a little below average. Prospect grade of a 5.81, average backup. Production score of a 57, which is ugly. It's only 12th among centers. 66 athleticism, 14th. Total of a 62, which was 14th. 31-inch vert, 9.1 broad, 3 cone of a 7.88, 20-yard shuttle of a 4.62. So his hands land with good positioning, which maxes out his play strength. He's very tenacious and persistent. He's very determined and he stays on the block, very much like Layden. He stays, Layden, and was it Layden who stayed on the block, or was it Caden? Hey, look at that, Layden, Caden. How about that? Well, whoever the hell it was finishes the block, and Layden Robinson was Layden was picked. Oh, here he is, Layden Robinson. Okay, Caden, here he is. Tenacious effort to stay with the block for Caden. Good hand placement, good posture. And then Layden sustains and finishes the block, accelerates into the initial contact. I think we got good offensive linemen in this draft. I really do. We'll get to an overview at the end here. He anchors. The one thing I love about Charles is his ability to anchor, and he's not afraid of guys heavier than him. And he's got good recovery when he's slapped by cross faces. You know that move that Deacon Jones always does, the head slap? You get head slapped, he won't get phased. You know, you slap him in the head, you know, he'll get right back on point. You know, some tackles and guards will be like, oh God, and they'll get knocked off. Okay, but the thing I love about Charles, especially as a center, is he's down here, he's ready, and I told you about anchoring. You stand your ground, you get a firm base, you grab the guy, and you stand, you keep standing, and you just anchor. You stay where you are, you don't move, and you stay where you are. That's anchoring. And Charles is good at it. I love centers that can anchor. Alright. His cons, undersized. I don't know, 6'4", 303 as a center, that's not really undersized to me. Maybe a little bit as far as the weight, but 6'4" is like ideal for height. For me, an ideal center would be 6'4", probably around 310, 315. But I think 310 would be good. Double team blocking is shit. He turns his shoulders, he loses position, which opens up things for blitzers and twists. He plays way too slow. And he's got to get faster to get defenders out of his frame. And he lunges into the punch, which allows for something called an arm over counter. So what I think an arm over counter is if I smack you, okay, when I lunge into a punch. So if a defensive end kind of charges at you with like a bull rush, and you try to smack it or something, what's the guy gonna do? He's just gonna smack that arm right down, and he's just gonna brush away with the other arm. It's literally chop down and push down. It's like it's chopping. That's the arm over, because the arm goes over, and you smack down with the other arm, and that's how you get around them. Or something like, if I'm an edge rusher going this way and I do this, you're trying to block me from this way, and I just smack your arm around like that. That's another thing. I don't know how he is with speed rushers, but although, you know, Charles is a center, so he's probably going to have to deal with, you know, guys trying to do like inside swim moves, like stuff like that. Just brushing away the arms. That's all you're doing, is you're just brushing away arms. Or if you swim, which means you go down and up, it's kind of hard to explain. It's kind of like you're here and you're just like, you know, that's a swim. You're pushing over and you're pushing down with the other hand, because you're going down and then you're coming down again. That's the swim. You're swatting away the first arm and you're chopping down the second arm. That's a swim. Okay? So anything with swimming, he'll get fucked. Okay? Alright, so I'm giving that one a C+. Alright, here we go. This guy. Del Pettis, safety from Troy. Number 2. 6 foot 205, 4'5", 140. A nickel safety and a zone slot. I got this from Draft Buzz because I couldn't find anything with him on NFL.com. Route recognition's good. His click and close ability, meaning he's able to break on the ball. Okay. Good awareness, follows the QB's eyes, break on the ball. Excellent quickness. Good aggression. Hit stick activated. Okay. He flashes intimidation and crushes wide receivers over the middle. Let's say this notebook is a receiver and he's coming over the middle. What's he going to do? He's going to crush the receiver coming over the middle. And it's all shoulder. It's no head. It's all shoulder. Okay? Alright. Good size and a fluid mover. He's a hustler and he knows how to use his vertical leap. Strong hands and good transition. Cons. His back pedal is shitty. Okay? He lacks instinct to close on the ball. Now, when I say a player plays with good instincts, it means you just do it without having to think. Okay? If you're not instinctive, it means you need to think. You're like, oh shit, should I do it? Or what the hell? Good instincts is like you just do it. You just know. Okay? So if you're not instinctive, that means you kind of hesitate and you're not sure, and your confidence might be a little screwy, so that's the difference with that. Bark and no bite. He's not an overly physical player. He's not an overly physical tackler. Even though I said he lays into receivers, he's not known for it. He's not like, J.L. Skinner, who was a rookie last year. He's not like Cam Chancellor. He's not like Jamal Adams. He's not even fucking Harrison Smith, okay? He's not sure as hell not know Jabril Peppers, because Jabril will actually kill you. Okay, you can ask Devontae Adams. Okay, so that's the difference. Having that DAWG mentality. Okay, all right. He can't track the ball. Struggles in off man, and he's not instinctive. So I'm giving this one a C. A C. All right, next, number 3, Mikey Victor, a corner from Alabama State. I got no film, I got no draft profile, no nothing on him. I don't know how tall. He's 6'2", 205, that's all I know. Giving him a D. I got nothing on him. He brings size to the outside, 3 picks in 19 games, he's not the fastest guy. Fuck him, give him a D. Next, we got a guy named John Morgan from Arizona and Pittsburgh. He's an edge rusher. I got 2 different weights and 2 different sizes on him. I got a 6'1", 252. I got a 6'2", 270, so which one is it? Okay, I'll say 6'1 and a half, 260. What I saw from film, he can use either a bend or he can bull rush you. He's quick off the edge, that's what I like. You're an outside linebacker, boom, quick off the edge. Okay, you're here, quick off the edge. He's very athletic, he's a strip specialist. He can strip the ball. Stops the run also. Prospect rate of a 5.53. He's a nobody. He's a priority free agent. He's nobody. I'm giving him a C+. His pros, he has a very compact build to him that's fueled by his core strength. His special teams experience, that could be good. His tape from Pittsburgh gives a good look because he spent most of his career in Pittsburgh and then he went to Arkansas, which I think that's where Dietrich went. Adequate closing burst to finish off the pursuit or the pocket pressure. say a quarterback gets away from him from a conflict climb, but the play's not over, he'll still look for the quarterback, and he won't give up on the play. Alright, his cons, his tackling production is very uninspiring. He's not really known for tackling, He likes contact a little too much, and he kind of uses it to fuck with him. He's too willing to find it, and he's too willing to sit on a block. He's handsy, but in the wrong way. Okay? His crappy challenge speed at the top of the rush, crappy speed. He doesn't come at you guns blazing. He'll just kind of roll up on you a little bit. He's like, you ever see Check Your Nuts with Slink Johnson when he does that little skip? That's him. Okay? Can't counter once he's stuck. If he's stuck and he's held, he's here, he's fighting, and he can't get off, he can't do anything. What I would do is I would at least try to pull a Keon White and at least try to fight through the block. Because at least you might get called for a hold on the offensive tackle's part, which is good for you, but anyway, C+. Alright, another guy, Zuri Henry, offensive tackle from UTEP, which is the University of Texas at El Paso. 6'6", 310. During his 6 years, he was in 52 games at right and left tackle, so he could play either position. I'm giving him a D. I got no film on him. Next, I got Deshaun Fenwick, who was a running back from Oregon State. 6'1", 223. D+ on him. Was at Oregon and South Carolina, 3 years and 3 years each. 2,049 yards and 18 touchdowns in his career, which is shitty. It's literally only, you got 3 years and then you got another 3 years, so that's 6 years. It's only 3 touchdowns a year. That's not good. And 2,000 divided by 3, what is that, like 475? No. 2,049 divided by 6. Yeah, it's like 300 yards a fucking season. That's fucking terrible. Oh Christ, I don't know. But I saw his film. He's a bit of a thumper. He's got downhill running in him, so. Next, number 7, we got Jacob Warren, a tight end from Tennessee. Guess who was throwing to him? Joe Milton. 6'6", 253. He's a solid blocker and a pass catcher, but he did most of his work as a blocker, which is fine because we need blocking tight ends anyway. 54 games, 53 catches, which is disgusting. 607 yards and 8 touchdowns. We got 8 touchdowns in 50 games. That's literally like a touchdown every 7 games. That's not good. That's not good. Giving him a C only because he could run and catch, or he could run block and pass catch. Next, we got a guy named Caleb Ford Dement from Texas State. He was a corner. 5'11", 178, small, but he's athletic. Slot potential, and he was all over the place. He's got 2 years at Kilgore, 2 years at Old Dominion, 2 years at Washington State, and then he finished out his year at Texas State, so he's probably got a lot of experience playing. Alright, next, we got a guy from Georgia State by the name of John Trey Hunter, linebacker. 6'6", 236. My guess is he's probably going to be Jawan's replacement if Jawan doesn't stay here, which that would suck because I actually like Jawan. I've watched him ever since he got here. Ever since he stepped onto the field, he's made an impact. And when Dante opted out for COVID, that's when he really stepped up and earned his opportunity to be a starter, because he's a starter now. So, 6'2", 236, 32-inch arms, 9-inch hands, prospect rate of a 5.65. He's a bottom bitch. 54 on the NGS, below average. Production score of a 65, which was 20th. Athleticism score of a 51, which was disgusting, 25th overall. And 54 total for 25th overall among linebackers. 32-inch vertical, 32-inch vertical, 9-foot broad. Pros, he put on 40 pounds during his season, his career, to fill in his frame. He used to be, think about it, he used to be 190 pounds as a linebacker, and then he finally put on all the weight, which is good. Above average acceleration and pursuit to the sideline. So we might have a guy, because listen to this. Long sudden slides, cover ground quickly. So we might have finally found a guy who can run sideline to sideline, sideline to sideline, because we've never ever had that. Has adequate hand usage to shed blocks on the climb. So like I told you, if a guard or a tackle's got no one in front of them, and they just run up to the next guy, that's called a climb. And John Trey is able to just shed the block and get right off the fucking guy and move right in and stop the run, because I think he's a run-stuffing linebacker. Oh, and here's another thing. You want to know who he sacked? You want to know who he's recorded sacks against? I'll give you a hint. He went to NC State, and he's now our quarterback. Yeah, he's taken down Drake May before, which I thought was a little ironic that we fucking signed him because of that, but whatever. And he's got core special teamer potential. Alright, his cons. He plays with a second level with wasted movement, which means he doesn't put forth any effort in. That's the problem. He has the ability to play at a second motor, but he just doesn't do it. He's got wasted movement. Takes way too many angles, which leaves him hanging as a tackler. He misreads play designs. He needs to do a better job at recognizing things, and he's got to play with a lot better patience. And he loses track of routes and zone drops. So he's not really a pass coverage linebacker at all. He's a pure run stuffer. And then this guy, this is our last guy, Jet Bush from Texas. He's a linebacker. Not Jeb Bush, Jet Bush. Played on special teams and on defense. Spent 5 years at Texas. I'm giving John Trey a C-, by the way. Jet, I'm going to give him a D because I got no film on him. Played on special teams and on defense. 6'1", 240. 58 games and 6 starts. Had a 43-yard pick six in 2023. Alright, next. This I just felt like mentioning. Couldn't find any film, anything on these guys, but these were minicamp invites that we offered to some players, and we just a few of them. The first guy is Jay Person from Chattanooga. He's about 6'2", 237. He's kind of little for an edge rusher, but I thought this was worth noting that we're inviting players into the minicamp and seeing if we could have a future with them. Number 2, we got a kicker. So we're still going after fucking kickers by a guy named Vincent Blanchard from Laval. I don't know where the fuck Laval is. But he went 53 of 71 in 29 games, which is 71.4%. It's pretty good. Number 3, Tariq Stewart. He's a tackle from North Carolina A&T. First team All-Big South last year. And last guy, Terrell Jennings from Florida A&M. 6', 217. He was a rotational back. 381 carries, 1754 in 45 games. He was in the kicking game, and he's got 24 touchdowns on him. All right, and that'll do it. So, in conclusion, everybody, I don't know if this is, the draft of the future, but it's a start. It's a start. All right. Thank you very much, people of the press. I'm off to bed. 3:39 in the morning, and I'm making a post-draft analysis. It's crazy. All right. All right, well, I got nothing further. Anyone have anything for me? No? All right, well, I think definitely some players I'm looking forward to see here, guys. Definitely Javon is one of them. Drake, obviously, no shit. Obviously, Drake. Jaheim, I'm really excited to see. Marcellus, I'm kind of a little anxious to see him. Joe, I want to see him just bomb it. And the tackles and the guards, Layden and Caden. I'm excited to see everybody. What the hell? I'm excited for everybody. My favorite undrafted guy that we got is probably John Trey, to be honest with you. But on the offensive side, undrafted would probably be Charles, the center from LSU. So, but my favorite pick overall is probably Javon. So, he says, I change games. This is what I do. I want to kill the DB in front of me. All right, you want to go ahead and kill the DB in front of you? You say you do this. You really do this shit. All right, go right ahead. I want to see it. I'm eager to see you. So, that's all. Just make sure you, just like Baka Not Nice said, AKA it's not nice and I live up to my name. All right, Javon, make sure you live up to your name. All right. All right. Have a good night, everybody. I'll see you in probably June. All right. Have a good night, everybody, huh?